Everything has happened before and will happen again. Last time on Battlestar Mercury.
Radiological alarm. Nuke inbound. Radiological alarm. Nuke inbound.
Radiological alarm. Nuke inbound.
Admiral XO, we're outside our own FTL navigation jamming field. We have navigational fix on all 3 heavy battlestars. The jump keys are in and the drives are spooled.
Valkyries?
Destroyed, sir.
Playboy?
Too far away, sir. We can send back recon Raptors when things cool down. They know what to do.
This is Mercury Actual. Confirm coordinates and start the final jump countdown.
New contact base star. Point blank range.
10 seconds to jump. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Jump.
All the equipment came back online. The monitors steadied up. The forward view camera showed a sun center screen, looming large. The alert klaxons came online. The noise was ear-splitting. This was not the normal post-jump conditions. We're going too fast. Situation report, Lawson demanded, shaking her head, trying to get the fog out of her mind. We got struck by nukes just as we jumped, the officer of the deck reported. Major Jacobs was looking at several status screens.
FTL took EMP shock while we were transitioning into the jump.
Where the frack are we?
We're in a totally different solar system than we planned our escape jump.
Alright, looks like we did the FTL jump while a nuclear EMP wave was blasting through the ship. Telescope imagery has us flying in formation with Saturn and Mercury.
Something is wrong.
I can't see anything.
We came out of the jump a very high speed. Must be the EMP that took out the FTL systems. We are moving at near light speed.
Navigation came back up. The course plot showed 3 battlestars on a collision course with the sun of this solar system.
Send a situation report to the flagship.
Maria Ramirez squirmed and extricated herself from some debris in CIC. There were a couple of small fires in the CIC. She was not certain she remembered exactly what had happened the last few minutes. As she pulled herself from the deck, broken glass crunched under her feet. The lighting flickered and monitors sprung to life. She looked up and saw damage control, navigation and several subsystems.
Got me a rep.
Fire control down.
Acknowledged.
FTL down. No repair estimate.
What about the hull breaches and damage control?
We have lost communication to the port flight pod. Several hull breaches and fires. We have structural integrity.
Commander Ramirez looked up at the navigation screen. The display flickered and a shaky image steadied. It showed 3 battlestars on a collision course with the sun in this solar system.
Navigation. What is our current speed?
Speed 0.98C.
Lee, we're headed into the sun.
This is the Admiral. Immediate fire suppression protocols. We need all fires out for this plan to succeed. Thrusters, prepare for an emergency turn. We will need STL assist.
This is the XO. All sections fire suppression immediate. All crew in damaged areas, breathing gear on now. Damage control, fire containment now. Blow out any sections that need to be blown out to save the ships. This is XO Mercury. All Battlestars, initiate fire suppression for a call in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, act.
This is the Admiral. We're going to conduct an emergency turn. We're gonna do a 180 and then use full engine thrust to slow ourselves down to avoid colliding with the sun. Continue fire suppression. If we do this move with fires burning, we might lose the ship. Doesn't matter how many people are lost. If you want to save this Battlestar, we must put out the fires immediately.
This is the executive officer. All thrusters are ready on Mercury. This is going to be an engine-assisted emergency turn. All ships report ready for an emergency turn.
This is the Admiral. Execute emergency turn now.
Engineering reports engine burn at 100%.
Bypass the safety warnings. Take us up to 120%.
My part of the STL. My power and such.
120% now.
We're slowing down now.
The STL to 120%. As soon as we have the collision clock going our way, we can cut the thrust. In her head, something about this emergency turn was setting off alarm bells in her head. They were near light speed. If they tried to decelerate from light speed, something bad might happen. Time dilation. There was a long, boring physics lecture about that from her days in the academy. Fuck me! Give me a camera view. Forward. I need to see the stars. With her photographic memory, she recalled that the stars were moving way too fast. This was not good. Time was passing by quick the point that they had started this misadventure. Oh my gods. Someone said. Everything they knew. Everyone they loved. Who had survived the war up to this point were experiencing time faster than the 3 Battlestars that were trying to avoid plunging into a star at near light speed.
Back off the thrusters and STL to 100%. Make sure coolant flow is nominal.
Damage control teams to condition 1. Set ship to condition 2. Engineering, this is the XO. Give those plates some time to cool before you stick your hands in there.
I want a fracking telescope feed on monitor 5.
This is engineering. Navigation computers all crashed. Some kind of data error.
This is the commander. Damage control teams, deploy immediately. Prioritize the compartments we blew out to contain the fires. All flight decks, shut down. All birds that we've recovered and pilots, prepare for reorganization. I want a complete inventory of all flyable birds, pilots, and rank. I'm going to have to reorganize the air wing from scratch.
The XO grabbed Commander Ramirez by the shoulder to get her attention. We have chaos right now. We have pilots from all 3 Battlestars. There are at least a dozen different Viper squadrons represented by our emergency recovery. Mostly we got birds that were damaged early. Lots of rooks. We took heavy casualties from our deck gang.
Do you have any good news for me?
Commander Maria Ramirez ran a hand through her hair. Little bits of door glass flew out and fell to the floor. The XO led the commander by her hand to the operations console. Glass crunched under their boots. We used a fair amount of ammunition on this operation. Good news is we checked out all supplies full. A lot of hull damage, no the ammunition bunkers were hit. From the supply situation, we are 80% full.
Alright, XO. We're going to need to take care of our casualties, the dead, and then reconstitute the air wing. I need you to keep this part quiet until I have a chance to meet with Admiral Lawson. We just proved Pearson's theory of relativity. That trip from near light speed to idle could have cost us decades. Gods forbid more. Have the astronomy department, if we even have one, take some sightings so we can figure out how much time we lost and where the frack we are. Get the air wing straightened out. Coordinate with Solaria and Mercury and provide birds for combat air patrol. We're going to have to figure out how to keep this warship running. In a week or so, we're going to need to organize recon. We need to find out if the new Helios survived, and then pilot a route towards it that won't lead the local toasters back to ambush.
Yes, sir. Commander, Admiral Lawson has called a commander's conference in person in her quarters on the Mercury. She is requesting an estimate as to when that can happen.
Good luck with that one. Let's put a calendar on a dartboard and play blindfolded darts.
Yes, Commander. In Admiral Lawson's office, there had been a shell penetration nearby. The glass case, with models of Mark 7 Vipers and various classes of colonial ships, had been shattered. Navigation charts had been burned. Commanders Modi and Ramirez were admitted to the damaged space by a pair of burly Marines. A modest array of pastries, coffee and some seaweed concoction sat on the end table in front of the couch. crews of the 3 badly damaged battlestars set about the grim task of recovering the bodies of their dead. Many could only be identified by their dog tags. All 3 sick bays were overflowing with wounded. Anyone that knew the basic laws of physics and had access to a window could tell something had happened. The 3 warships all had astronomy departments, and they took star sightings. Mercury's IT director, known by his call sign, HG, discovered why the navigation computers on all 3 battlestars had crashed. These computers were highly integrated with FTL jump systems. After completion of every jump, these systems tried to get astrological data updates prioritizing the local area and any planned jumps. HG could see that the crash was due to a massive amount of data, far more than even what was needed for a new redline jump after upgrading the fleet to Cylon faster than light technology. That could only mean one thing. He transmitted a secure email to his old boss, Commander Maria Ramirez, commander of the Battlestar Saturn. Rumors went through the 3 warships faster than light speed. A depressing pall settled over the weary survivors, who were working up to 20-hour shifts to repair the damage.
This is Commander Modi. Confirm that all fires are out. Any crew, military or civilian, if you have any medical experience, report to sick bay immediately. We are short of deck crew. The starboard hangar is being converted to an overflow medical bay. Route the more serious cases to the original sick bay. After we stabilize the crew, I want a count of everyone able to report for duty. Air wing, but out of combat air patrol, 2 birds launched, alert 5 in the tubes until further notice. We took an internal hit in the Mark 7 parts bay. Until that is sorted out, prioritize repairs on Mark 2 Vipers.
And 21 minutes later, in Admiral Lawson's office, there had been a shell penetration nearby. The glass case, with models of Mark 7 Vipers and various classes of colonial ships, had been shattered. Navigation charts had been burned. Commanders Modi and Ramirez were admitted to the damaged space by a pair of burly Marines. A modest array of pastries, coffee and some seaweed concoction sat on the end table in front of the couch.
So, where's the sit rep? Commander Ramirez began. We absorbed a massive EMP or electromagnetic pulse while we were doing our FTL jump. The physic weenies believe this disrupted the jump while we were passing through it. All of our FTL gear was overloaded and damaged. before they could form a stable event horizon for us to pass through. The results were that we were ejected from the jump field at a very high speed, nearly light speed.
We are lucky the field did not collapse. In some simulations, the EMP would collapse the FTL field and crush the ships.
That is some absolutely crappy luck.
An FTL is kind of like a tunnel, is my understanding, that opens up from here to there, like a black hole or something. It was an absolute miracle that it didn't collapse. So we are unlucky. We get ejected 200,000 light years from where we were programmed from where we programmed the emergency jump, headed straight into the star.
So 40 years have passed?
39 and change.
So, everyone we knew is dead?
If there was enough time, meaning we weren't headed straight into a sun, we could have kept on cruising, repaired the FTL drives, and conducted another jump to come out without the time dilation. Pearson's theory of relativity is that as we decelerate from light speed to idle, time passes very quickly outside of our event.
Well, the toasters might have killed them anyway. We don't really know if Operation Magic Trick succeeded. It was kind of a long shot. What do you recommend we do now, Commander Ramirez?
We get out, reconnaissance, try and figure out what's out there. New toasters, old toasters, whatever. In our time, they built a pretty substantial supply network. We should be able to pick up the fuel we need. We're going to need weeks.
All right, get out the reconnaissance raptors. Let's be stealthy and not attract any attention.
Yes, sir.
Admiral Lawson had a gray pallor to her skin. She kept one hand firmly on her stomach. The thought of drinking some coffee made her want to retch.
The good news, I guess, is we validated Pearson's theory, Admiral. With some lab work, she might be able to manipulate this accident into a 200K light-year FTL jump. That puts the red line way out there.
The good news for me is that I won't have to see Corey Brooks again. If I'm wrong, she might be a little worse for wear.